I recall, first waking up today around 3 in the morning. That was when I woke up for today. And I got up shortly after. Around 6:15 in the morning. With my first cup of plain coffee. I had half of a cannoli square-shaped cannoli donut and 2 chunks or slices of out of a loaf of salty French bread. We got the donut and the bread from a pizza place called Salty Bread yesterday. I recall having 2 full cups of coffee and a partial third cup. That I recall was about a third of the way full. From 6:15 in the morning to about 9 in the morning. Around 11:15 in the morning, I had 3 mild cheddar cheese sticks to ensure I wouldn't be hungry. During my shift at Wegmans today. Which was from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. My mom came over at my dad's place to take me to work. Around 12:30 p.m. And I, as usual, took my one and only 15-minute break, or my last break, when the last half hour of my shift approached, or at 5:30 p.m. During my 15-minute break, I had a brine dairy whole milk, a bottle of that with 2 Wegmans combo packs of sushi, that my mom got from another Wegmans and gave to me as a lunch. When she came to drive me to Wegmans. She also gave me a Poland Springs branded plastic bottle of water, though I ended up bringing that home along with two small packs of wasabi and soy sauce. That came with the combo packs of sushi. But I didn't use them. Today's shift at Wegmans was very much like many in the past. In that I restocked merchandise within the produce department by transporting product from the produce holding area part of the warehouse, part of the supermarket, that's for employees, to the produce department. which is a very short trip, only about 1 minute, if that, of walking. I usually use a cart with 2 levels. On it to transport merchandise. So what I typically do for my shift at Wegmans is to designate one cart as mine for the day. I also sometimes offered assistance to customers passing by. But usually if they wanted assistance with something, usually to ask if we have a specific item or help looking for it, within the produce department, they would get my attention, not the other way around. Though today's shift was also unique from the rest, as at one point, I think around 2:30 p.m., an employee coworker, I think is a supervisor, or at least I view as a supervisor, led me into a sort of small computer room. That in a way is kind of a hole in the wall section of the supermarket, to do some computer training, including getting my password reset since I had forgot it, before logging onto the computer. I recall doing computer training roughly from 2:45 p.m. to about 3:30 p.m. I was told today was a very slow day by the same coworker who led me to that small computer room. As in, there were just a few computers on a table there. A table that was at some sort of wall. Headphones were provided, but they were essentially AirPods. The kind of headphones where you have to stick the audio parts into your ears. Which I was able to do just fine. After briefly untangling the audio, untangling the wires connecting the audio ends to the rest of the headphones. I completed one computer training. Prior to that, I had 18 computer trainings outstanding. The most of any employee. I had known this for at least a month, but prior to today, I wasn't really sure how I would do the computer trainings. Whether that be during future shifts or outside of work. Prior to this, I just had an app on my phone that I pretty much used only to know when my shifts were. So I didn't really know where, if anywhere, I would go to access the computer trainings. Once I got both ends of the headphones in, the audio ends, they worked pretty good. I recall the computer trainings were mostly text with some audio and video embedded. During the early morning hours, I accidentally broke a glass, breaking it into two pieces, breaking off one large chunk, while the rest of the glass was still intact, but still after that it couldn't be used. I carefully got both pieces of that glass out from the sink, I accidentally dropped the glass against an end of the kitchen sink, and left the two pieces on one of the kitchen counters, the one the toaster and microwave is on. After getting those two glass pieces, the broken chunk and the rest of the glass, out from the sink, the right side of that kitchen sink, and that glass is currently in some kind of makeshift paper bag garbage can. Yeah, I did some more triangles, monochromatic triangles, on this polystyrene ball during much of the morning and afternoon hours. Much of the morning hours, I mean. Just morning hours, prior to the start of my shift at Wegmans. My mom coming to take me there. For the monochromatic triangles, I started with the grays. Started with each color. I started with gray after doing the ones I did yesterday, leaving off from there. At that time, I recall starting with this because for each of the colors, I first did the lightest possible monochromatic, and then after going through all of the colors, I went on to the next darkest, and so on until the triangle pattern ran out, starting from 5 and then moving up.